What's going on YouTube? I am Gridsquare, and I want to give an update to my previous Infinite Combo build for the Colossus. A couple of people were asking for the full build details and whatnot, so I'm going to go ahead and break this down into pretty simple, but a little thorough than I did the last time. I want to also note, first of all, I did some testing because somebody asked, well, instead of a flamethrower, can you use, some kind of acid launcher? And I tried it out, and the answer is no. You cannot do this infinite rotation with the acid launchers. You have to use a flamethrower. I've tried it on multiple different scenarios. I did Tyrant Mine, the Scar. I tried every possible set of bad guys I could do it, and it doesn't work. The acid is good. Don't get me wrong, but in order to do this combo rolling, you're not going to be able to do it. You need to have the flamethrower. So Fist of the Crucible is, my flamethrower of choice. It's really the best one I had. Weapons. This is a big one that people talk about a lot. My personal opinion, you must have Endless Siege. This is really the only must-have gun, I believe, for a Colossus. 15 plus, was 165% extra damage on top of that. This is going to be it's a beast of a gun, and I got a really good roll with this. There's really not too much else I could ask for this roll, so it's pretty decent. And as far as a secondary weapon, it really doesn't matter because, like I said, for most, you're going to be using Endless Siege. You should be the whole freaking time. If you're not using abilities, you use Endless Siege. So your second weapon should be anything that can boost it. And I think I just picked this one because it's got 18% ammo for autocannon, and probably anything else I could look at that has autocannon or basically anything that boosts your autocannons. Once again, the most important piece of this is the Voltaic Dome. Gotta have it. Just gotta have it. Honestly, mine's kind of a shit roll here. The 20... it's not the worst roll in the game. That grenade launcher could roll something else. But for right now, it's the best I've got. Support gear... I've crafted a whole bunch of shield pulses, and I finally got one with a little bit of luck on it just for farming. So that's what I'm going to roll with for right now. But just a shield pulse. Nothing special. When it comes to components, all right, this one, I've watched a lot of different Colossus build videos, and a lot of people are on a lot of different opinions with this, and that's all well and good. That's the beauty of this game is you can kind of play at your own play style. The big one, I like this because if you're going to be, this is sort of a squishy build to a degree. As you can see, the shield break increases the damage resistance by 25% for 5 seconds. That's pretty good because in GM2, your shield's going to get popped in about a second or two. So it's not going to take long. So that 25% damage resistance is going to definitely come in handy. The Emblem of Destruction, this one's pretty decent. The secondary stats are complete shit, which is unfortunate. But performing a multi-kill with your ultimate will increase ultimate charge by 3,300%. Not too shabby. Reinforced hull, this kind of random procs once every 10 seconds this thing happens. A little bit of damage boost. Really, you can swap this one out for anything else, I think. The Vanguard emblem, I like this. This is another sort of, this is kind of a combo thing too. If you're just running around shield charging to stun enemies, and they already have, like, your teammates have some primers on them, this can detonate that shit. So I think this is a really good addition for a good Colossus because you should be. If you're going to be running around with your shield, stunning the enemies, if you've got some of those Scar gunners that float around with the little miniguns, you can stun those with your shield. If they're about to jump up and mow you down, you can fly up and bash them with your shield, and it's going to knock them down and stun them. So if they had any primers on them, you doing that's going to detonate. Pretty cool. I think this is a fantastic... Really, any Colossus should have this one. Vanguard Emblems, I think, is mandatory. Grand Entrance, another one. You absolutely must have this. Upon landing, you get an explosion at the point of impact. Detonation right there. If your teammates have things primed, you can just drop in from the sky. Bam! Explosions everywhere. Demolition Tribute. This one, I just got this. I have not got to play around with it that much, but anything that gives you armor, that's good. In case you didn't realize, for a Colossus, And in Anthem, armor is your life. That's your green HP bar. So killing an enemy gives you 20% armor. That's pretty decent, especially, you know, if you're fighting some weaker ones and you just need to be topped off. I think that anything that can give you armor back, that's going to be outstanding. The one I haven't got to play around with yet because I have not seen it drop is the best defense. People have been commenting on my other video about the build, like, oh, your build's too squishy, you should have the best defense to make this more better, blah, blah, blah. That may be so, but if you take out the flamethrower and you get best defense, you are no longer a triple priming Colossus. Therefore, you are no longer be able to perform an infinite juggling of combos. Sure, you've made yourself, you know, God mode for solo stuff. Yeah, if you have the best defense, sure, you can keep yourself alive almost in any scenario. However, the whole point of this build is for a group play. You are not going to be the main damage dealer in your group with this build. The build I set up and designed was, just like I said, if you played Diablo 3 or anything, you know, it's kind of like a ZDPS monk or barbarian. You are setting up the enemies with combos and primers, and then your glass cannon classes are going to do all the damage and blow them up. So for the people that talk about the best defense, sure, I would like to have it if I was kind of doing free play on my own. But since I run with the group, and the groups are your double detonating classes, my job is to prime everything. So I need to go in there and keep these primers and combos juggling, and if I don't have 3 primers, you can't do it. So that's why the best defense will not work with this build. Am I saying it's not a bad item? Every Colossus should definitely have it. And I wish I could farm it out, and because I would like to have it for my solo play. But for the infinite combo build, you have to have 3 primers. And like I said, you need a flamethrower, and your voltaic dome. You have to have this. It's mandatory. I cannot see any other way to perform this build and have infinite combos without these 2 items. I've tried different ways with all these other master. I mean, maybe there's another flamethrower or some other acid. Maybe there's something else on this heavy assault launcher that I haven't seen in the game yet. But from the other videos and guides I've watched from other players, I haven't. I have not seen anybody else perform an infinite amount of combos based on the gear setups. A lot of people are running those best defenses, and that's cool because that makes you survivable, but it doesn't allow you to, you know, stack crazy combos forever. So that's it. I just want to give you guys the quick rundown of my specific build. Like I said, some of my stats on my rolls for these stats could be much better. But for the most part, the build works. Even with shit stats and shit rolls, whatever you want to call it, the build works insanely well. And I can't wait to actually grind out enough gear to where it's optimally built, and it should be face roll. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. If you don't like it, let me know why. Just anything you guys got to say. You know, I love feedback, and I'll try to get back to anything you guys say. If I don't know, I will try and find out. And I'm not saying I don't know everything. Believe me, I watch a lot of other guides to see what other people are doing to see if I can adapt my play style to it. And once again, I would really like to get that best defense because I'd like to play around with that. It's not going to be, you know, the biggest combo thing, but I think it's going to be pretty cool and probably necessary if you ever get into GM3. So thank you guys for watching. This is Gridsquare. We'll do it again later.